Yeah.
How legit are the Lakers' title chances?
I mean, as far as do they have a chance? Are they a legitimate contender? 1,000%.
I told you the other day, Stephen A., it doesn't matter. OKC, KFC, UFC. Lakers in 5.
Which way do you lean, Lakers or T-Wolves?
I got to lean the Lakers, man. I just think, adding those pieces, right, it takes them over the top. When you say Ant and Luka, that kind of X out each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, now you get to see what is Julius Randle, the acquisition of Julius Randle, how does he come to play, right? You get to see AR has been playing really well. And quite frankly, I just feel like that the Lakers are a deeper team.
I got to ask you, I like the Lakers over the T-Wolves, and one of the reasons is, even though Ant's been very good in the playoffs, he's kind of their go-to answer offensively. Julius Randle's never been a good playoff guy. Good player, but not a great playoff player. Rudy Gobert's limited. Mike Conley, age. Whereas the Lakers have 3 offensive playmakers and initiators, and sometimes in the playoffs, in these close games, I said this yesterday, T-Wolves Lakers are going to be 104, 4 minutes left, and I'm taking Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves over one guy, Ant.
And it's back to 10. Edwards tries again. Edwards hits again. Once again, switched up on Edwards. Leans in, a little sidestep, knocks it in. Edwards puts up a 3. It's good! Anthony Edwards once again.
I like the Lakers in this series, and I think it will become very apparent early in the series that Minnesota doesn't have the firepower.
Working on James. Step back 3. Got it. Randall. Back to Edwards. Pump fake. Sidestep into a 3. Money. Formed by LA. Shooting just 26%. Randall right to the rack. Well, for Minnesota. It's helped them all year long. There's the.
Back out to Reed for 3 for the lead. Got it. Back out to Reed for 3. And Naz Reed laces the again, a 3-on-2. Reed out to the 3-point line. Splash down. Queen. Over to Reed, catch and shoot 3 on the way, and he laces another one.
And you're talking about OKC, Boston, and Cleveland as the other 3.
18. Edwards sprays it out to McDaniels. The corner 3 is pure.
But 2 is you're going to take.
Off the dribble 3, Anthony Edwards. McDaniels onto the corner. Edwards sets his feet. Wet.
You're a big dummy there. I'm not kidding.
How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. If the games are close, and we hope they are just for entertainment value, but the Lakers are a very good clutch team. Not only do you have LeBron and Luka you can go to, but Austin Reeves.
Smith into the hands of James, fires up a 3, side of the backboard. Drives on Reed, gets to the rim, layup, missed it. Rebound McDaniels, 2-point game. Pass inside, James, lefty layup, too strong. Reed on him, Doncic, step back, his 3-pointer's up. Off the rim, won't go, Randall. Doncic to James, James puts up a 3. Rebound McDaniels. James looking to throw it into the front court. Bounce pass, deflected and stuffed. Reed guarding, Doncic looking. James, corner, Reeves, 3-pointer, no good. Rebound.
Monica, were the expectations for the Lakers too high?
And the Lakers proved to what I keep saying. The Lakers stink, plain and simple.
Oh, look. It's the 6'8" Care Bear trying to be tough. You ain't tough, you punk. Ain't nobody scared of you. You not tough. Look at Rudy's face. He didn't even break a sweat. Not one sweat. Nobody's scared of you. You soft. You soft. Just like I said, the Lakers are frauds. And if you come in there with that weak stuff, hit them in the back of the head again, Rudy. Over and over and over again until you get the message. They soft. Great work.
My nigga.
Oh, look at her. We got the other fake victim crybaby on the team. Luka. Stumbling, bumbling, and then fall on the floor. Cuss out the referee, palms in the air, looking for a bailout call. This looks familiar, huh? looks the same as last year. Cuss out the ref, want to get bailed out, and you lose the game. Typical fake victim crybaby Luka. One of the most unlikable players in the NBA. They frauds. Just like I said, the Lakers are frauds. And Luka is too.
Kind of to start the second half and went with those guys the whole way through. Was that the plan from the start, and how did you kind of manage what you were going to do?
No, it wasn't planned, but we just made the decision at halftime.
So let me get this straight, you fake ass Pat Riley. At halftime, you decided that you're going to play the starters the whole second half, not knowing what's going to happen, if you're going to have a lead or somebody get tired or whatever. Then keep in mind you got a 40-year-old gray beard LeBron running up and down the court. Yeah, we know he might be taking some, and yeah, you know, he might look okay, but the dude is 40 years old, okay? And then you got Luka, who's not in tip-top shape. You can look at him and see that he can't play no defense, can't guard nobody, he's laboring up and down the court, and you make no adjustments. And then, at the start of the fourth quarter, you have a 10-point lead, and you still don't pull out the starters. You can't play Vanderbilt for 2 minutes, Jackson Hayes for 2 minutes or something, Gabe Vincent for 2 minutes, and you got a 10-point lead. You know, at the end of the third quarter with the timeout, and then coming out to the fourth quarter, if you got 2 or 3 minutes, you still don't sub your players out for a couple minutes, your 2 best players, a 40-year-old and another beer-drinking, cheeseburger-eating Luka who's not in shape. You won't sub them out for 2 or 3 minutes? You got to be the dumbest coach of all time. You, my friend, fake-ass Pat Riley, your ass is the one who gets the most of the blame for losing the game. You cost them. I don't care, but your ass is dumb.
What do you take away, I guess, most from a kind of an emotionally difficult loss like that, in which you had yourselves in pretty good shape multiple times and they just kept coming back?
Certainly gave the effort to win. Not a planned thing to play 5 guys sometimes. Cost them at the beginning of the fourth quarter until we only had 2 extra timeouts. You know, if you need a sub, let us know. Those guys gave a lot.
Okay, hold up, man. So let me get this straight, fake ass Pat. You said to the players, if they needed a sub, let you know. You gave them the power and authority. No, sir. That is not how it works. You are the head coach. You are the authority figure. You make the decisions. You're on the bench. You're watching the game. You see the players getting tired, they need a substitution. You make the decision who goes in, who goes out, when they play, how many minutes they play. You are the authority figure, dumbass coach, fake ass Pat Riley. And then again, you had a 10-point lead, and then your dumbass still proceeds to play a 40-year-old and Luka, who's not in tip-top shape, and ride them out. And you see how the fourth quarter turned out. You can see the fatigue catching in. They missing shots. Luka missing layups and stumbling and fumbling around. And you still make the very poor decision not to put any subs in. You, my friend, are the single dumbest coach in the NBA. The dumbest. Even if you made the decision, okay, I'm going to ride with the starters or whatever. If the game was close, okay, and maybe you down by 10, okay, I can see you possibly making a decision. But you're up by 10 points in the fourth quarter. You can make a substitution for 2 or 3 minutes. Even if Minnesota bring the lead down to about 4 or 5 points, you bring them back in and you let them play the rest of the quarter. I'm not no coach, and I wouldn't know how to do that. But you are the single dumbest coach in the NBA. And I'm glad you're getting criticized because of all the arrogance and the disrespect that you did when you was on these podcasts on TV, disrespecting Doc Rivers and all his other coaches. You had a lot to say when you sitting in a podcast booth on TV. You had a lot to say. Now you're on the hot seat, you're taking all the criticism, and rightfully so. You are a 100% dumbass. Anthony Edwards. Quite impressive. Well, you know, I'm not a fan. I'm not finna sit up here and lie and say that I'm a fan of the dude. Because I'm not. But I do call a spade, and I call it down the middle. Game 4 in the fourth quarter, quite impressive. Down 10, 16 points in the fourth quarter, 43 points for the game. Very impressive. But the job is not finished. Game 5 tonight. The NBA is going to bring out all the tricks, all the cheating. They're going to do everything possible to help the Lakers push this series to a Game 6. You must be laser focused and bring it again. You cannot let up when you're dealing with the refs, the NBA. They want to push the Lakers, and they want to push that fraud LeBron James and that fraud Luka. The job is not finished. But Game 4, quite impressive.
Doncic, Randall trying to stick with him. Well defended by Randall for the Lakers. Randall's had a superb first half. Looks up at the clock. Puts up a three. Puts it in. Julius Randall drills the three. Splits inside. Euro step. Bang shot. Won't go. Fight for the rebound. Julius Randall comes down with it. Drives inside. So much contact. Randall overcomes and banks it home.
Julius Randall. Great job so far this year. Great effort on both ends of the court. I'm happy to see that you have fought through the adversity of critics in the media, injuries, and you have stood firm and come out strong. And you're playing very well this series. And I know the man that you looked up to, the late, great Kobe Bryant, I know he's looking down. He's very happy and pleased to see that you have matured into a fully grown man.
How do you think Julius Randle responded to that?
He responded like Julius Randle. He responded like a grown-ass man.
Now, while you are a fully grown man, part of the maturity process is understanding that yes, you have done well so far, but the job is not finished. Kobe will look you right dead in your eye and say, a lot more work to do. Job is not finished.
You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Game 5 tonight. The NBA is going to pull out all the stops. Be ready. Be focused. Locked in. And then destroy them. Finish them tonight. The LA Lakers, the most fraudulent team in the Western Conference playoffs. Hell, the most fraudulent team in the playoffs, period. A fraudulent coach, fake ass Pat Riley, a whiny fake victim Slovenian who's always whining and crying and cussing out referee, and then a 6'8" Care Bear who's the biggest piece of trash that had ever stepped foot in the NBA. Us as fans can only hope and pray tonight is the last night we have to take a look at this piece of garbage basketball team the most unlikable basketball team in the NBA. We can only pray and hope tonight is the last night. But it doesn't matter. Y'all are frauds. Just like I said y'all were. The Lakers, in my opinion, the Lakers are just frauds. Lakers are just frauds. Lakers are just frauds. Lakers are just frauds. I don't take the Lakers serious.